Hey guys, Panda 1712 Gaming here. So, welcome to the 4th episode of the Panda Podcast. This episode is titled Watch Your Step. I'm here with our co-host of the series, dirtyracer30. Introduce yourself to anyone who hasn't seen the prior episodes.
Yo, I'm dirtyracer30, the co-host of the Panda Podcast.
Yep, alright. So, if you guys haven't watched any of the other episodes and don't know what the Panda Podcast is, this is a running series on the channel where me and dirtyracer30 will just sort of talk about completely random topics like games we play or like content we've been working on or stuff like that. And sometimes we will get special guests on the episodes to talk with us about like potential projects that we're collaborating on or something like that. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of the series. If you guys haven't seen the other episodes yet, I recommend giving them all a watch. Each of them is, I guess I am partially the creator of them, so I don't know if this is like biased or anything, but each of them are good in their own right for completely different reasons each. So yeah, if you guys want, give each of them a watch. But yeah, without further ado, this is the 4th episode. Let's move on to the first thing, which is an apology for me. I would like to apologize for the 4-month break between episodes. Simple reason for the 4-month break between episodes is I've been busy with a lot of personal stuff and a lot of other projects, and I know on dirtyracer30's end, he's also been pretty busy recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've both been very busy the past few months, so we just haven't had the time to do any actual episode recordings. So that's why there hasn't been a new actual episode of the Panda Podcast for 4 months. I know there was the one in April, which was the April Fool's Day one, where it was the one we recorded back in 2023. That never released, but that one was just an April Fool's Day joke. It wasn't an actual episode, plus everything in that video is now very outdated. So, yeah. So again, I'm sorry for the 4-month break, but we are back with the 4th episode, where we've got some huge reveals later on. Real quick, do you have any topics you would like to talk about yet? Or are they all for later in the video?
Not yet.
Alright. So the next topic I wanted to get onto was an update on Hunter v Hunted, the series I've been working on. I don't want to give many production details since the series is still pretty early in production, plus I don't want to spoil any actual details on the series. But progress on it has been kind of slow lately, thanks to work on some other projects that I'll be talking about later in this episode. But, just work on the series has been kind of slow lately, so I don't think the series is going to be delayed or anything on the series is going to be delayed, but there will be a few changes to, scheduling of when stuff's going to release for it. Plus, I got to get, voice acting and everything for the series. Alright, so next topic of discussion after the Hunter v Hunted update, of course. And I don't have anything else to talk about Hunter v Hunted wise because anything else that I discuss might be going into spoiler territory for early spoiler territory for the series. So I'm going to try to avoid that as much as I can. Alright, so, next topic of discussion. How have you been liking the new Fortnite season that dropped earlier this month?
It's honestly, good, but I don't get to play it that much, so I'm a little biased. I think OG's the best, but,
Yeah.
It's just me.
I love this new season. I love that they brought back a lot of the lore because for a while the lore has been kind of, the story and stuff has been kind of slow. And the writing's just not been great, but this season has been phenomenal with the story and everything. So that's probably my favorite aspect of the season. But the gameplay is also really good with all the new superpowers and the the like revolvers where you can go slow-mo with them.
I don't like the pom-poms.
Yeah, the pom-poms are kind of... Nah. They're not it. Just simply put, the pom-poms are just not it, because whenever I use them, I can't really get any damage on anyone, and every time someone else uses it, I always get obliterated from it. So, you know, don't really like the pom-poms at all.
I just haven't got to use them.
Yeah. They keep getting vaulted and then unvaulted and then vaulted again, so like I don't know. Hopefully whenever they bring them back there's like improvements to the item, you know, like it actually functions better or something.
I've seen people use it and they've got it so well. The one time somebody used it against me, the one time I got obliterated.
That's how it is, man.
Never found it in game.
I remember one time I had an end game where I was at the academy place on the map, and someone had the pom poms and was chasing me down like it was a horror game. Like I legit had to hide in all the buildings and like crouch and be like, "Where are they?" And then
I've seen that.
And then they would like barge through the building using the like super jump or whatever. I didn't die to them. I died to someone else later in the game. But still.
Did you kill them?
No, I think they got killed by someone else.
Dang.
So yeah. OG has also been really fun as well. They brought back Chapter 1, Season 4, which is the season I started playing in. And man, is it fun.
I don't like the OG Battle Pass, honestly.
Okay, Loki.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's great, but there could be improvements.
Yeah. I know a lot of them, like smaller cosmetics in it are just reskins of other cosmetics, which isn't the best. Like, I would have preferred if they actually individually modeled everything, but I know Epic Games has had a lot of lawsuits lately, so they're not probably not the best financially for making like every single individual cosmetic in the game. So I can understand if they take a few shortcuts for the like smaller cosmetics. But for the skins, the Omega is okay. I would have preferred if he had different color schemes and maybe some challenges to unlock his lights, like back in Chapter 1 where he had to do a bunch of crazy challenges to unlock the Omega lights.
That was fun.
And again, I would have also preferred different like armor color schemes too, besides just the silver armor and the black and gold. Like I would have preferred. What's up?
I don't know why. I just like the color blue.
Yeah, like some blue armor, like the carbide skin or something. That would have low-key been fire. The other two skins, the Technique skin, I'm not really a fan of. It's kind of a boring design, honestly. I know a lot of sweats probably like using her, but I just don't really like the skin that much. And then the Visitor skin, I might have, again, I know we've said this word a lot this episode, I might have a bias towards it because I'm a huge fan of the 7 and the story and everything. But I think it is a really good skin. The Visitor remix and everything like that. His other like smaller cosmetics aren't great, but the skin itself is fantastic.
I'm biased. I don't like it.
You don't like the Visitor?
Not the specific skin.
I mean, I guess I can see like certain aspects of his design that aren't the best, but
just the new skin. The old skin was great. The new skin's great.
Yeah, I guess the older Visitor skin was better, but I still like the new one. Now I'm just waiting for them to bring back the rest of the 7 with new designs.
I just want the new rock skin.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do that because I know they would have to get like another crazy contract again to get The Rock to play the Foundation. Plus, I know like half the fan base was not happy about The Rock being the Foundation. So
Who wasn't happy?
A
I'm
lot,
glad.
a lot of story fans. Not me. I personally was like super stoked that The Rock was the foundation, but I know a lot of people would have preferred if he was like an actual Fortnite original character, like just maybe voice acted by Dwayne Johnson or something like that.
Yeah, I can see where they would get that, I guess.
Yeah, because that then resulted in them changing the paradigm, who was originally going to be another Fortnite original character. They changed her to be Brie Larson instead. So like, and that was like
Okay,
not a change that like no one liked.
I'm about to say something really controversial. Maybe, maybe not. I have no clue who that is.
That's fine. It's fine with like actor names and stuff. She played Captain Marvel in the MCU films.
Oh.
I don't know any of her other roles besides that. But they replaced her, like the Singularity, who's going to be the original paradigm. They replaced her with Brie Larson, and a lot of people were not happy about that because they were building up to Paradigm being revealed as Singularity, but then because of how well the Dwayne Johnson is the Foundation did, they didn't have to change her to be Brie Larson. So
That make people Angus.
yes, very Angus, Angus beef,
Angus.
beef, Angus steak. Am I going crazy? I don't know. I guess the Blitz Royale mode they added this season's also pretty good.
I never played it.
I mean, if you want, you can give it a shot. It's only like 5 minute rounds. Like they're very, very short, but they're pretty fun. It does get kind of annoying when you die for the 500th time to someone using earthbending.
I seen that they brought bending back, and I was like, I just don't want to play it anymore now. I want to
Yeah, I
get
mean,
freaking cranked on me with a guy who can firebend.
yeah. Although everyone does start off the game with all 4 bendings, or at least for this weekend, so that is pretty cool. Where everyone gets all 4 bendings right off the bat.
Yeah.
Everyone in the entire server is the avatar, basically.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure they also added the Squid Games reload map. I played it one time, I did not like it.
Did they have any of the games actually?
Yes, they have red light, green light, and a few other ones I'm pretty sure, but they don't have any of the like they don't got like the marble game or
Did they
glass
have the glass
bridge.
bridge?
I don't think they got
Okay, bro.
I don't think they got glass
Ain't no
bridge.
way. Ain't no way.
Yeah. They did release creative mode pieces for Squid Game though, so you can build your own Squid Game maps.
Okay, bet.
So you can make your own glass bridge and stuff like that. Which is really, really good. And then they also announced that Star Wars and Avatar The Last Airbender would be getting creative mode pieces.
That's actually fire.
Yeah, I mean, you can build like the whole Fire Nation if you want, or have like a bunch of Star Wars planets on your creative map. Like, it's actually very, very interesting that they're doing that with all the collabs and stuff in creative.
I'm gonna make a Star Wars Avatar Squid Games map.
That's a good idea, except the thing is, you can only do one collab per island. Like, they're their own special kinds of islands individually.
What?
So you can't just have, like, all of the collabs in one thing. Which sucks, but...
What? That's booty. That's booty.
yeah. Would have preferred if you could just, like, have all the collab items in creative mode normally instead of their own separate islands, but I understand there's, like, rights and stuff, and they have to have a portion of the money gained from the map needs to go to the other IP and stuff, so it's understandable.
Well, yeah. Fortnite need to make money too.
Yeah, like Epic Games gets a portion of the money, the person who made the map gets a portion of the money, whoever made the collab,
You get
like
money
the
from
collab.
Fortnite maps?
Yeah, if you're able to publish them, you can earn money from like UEFN and creative maps.
How do you get the money? Is it like per player that plays it, or like per hour that the player plays it?
They change it all the time, so I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure right now it's like per like hour. I think it's like every hour is like per player. Every hour it's like something like that.
25 cents.
Something like that. Although they are doing some crazy payouts. Like I'm pretty sure they did like 500 million in payouts or something to UEFM map makers last year.
That's a lot of money.
Mm, more money than either of us was. Declan?
Hello?
Sorry, my microphone's on mute.
I think you went on mute for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that was about. My microphone went on mute. I don't know what that was about.
What was the next topic you were going to talk about?
I don't know. Is there anything else that I should have brought about the like all the Fortnite stuff that I missed?
Not that I could think of.
I mean, I guess there's also the Battle Pass. I mean, which is pretty good. I like Kill Switch and I like Robin. So
I just want Ziggy. I just want Ziggy.
I wasn't personally a fan of Ziggy at first. I'm still not crazy big on Ziggy, but I've warmed up to Ziggy as a skin in the Battle Pass.
His skin is beautiful.
I was kind of angry at first because they didn't have the Daigo skin. I don't know if you know who that is. It's like the guy with the like golden mask and like the black and gold like armor.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a boss on the map. They didn't have him in the Battle Pass, but then whenever I saw they had him in the shop, I was fine with that.
I bet.
Yeah. All right. You got any topics you want to talk about yet?
Nope.
All right. Okay, I think I'm gonna save this one for later in the episode. This one's kind of a huge reveal, so I think I'll save this one for later in the episode.
I think depending on which reveal that is, we save it for after like everything.
Yeah, I feel like this could be like a good like final huge reveal for the episode.
It's like a big smack in the face, just kaboom.
Mm-hmm. I think the other thing you're thinking of, that's not going to be announced until a way later date. Not sure if there's a way I can like tell you without it getting on the recording.
No, we can talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. What's another topic? It's gonna be. I got it. There's gonna be a new Jurassic Park movie releasing in 2 days, I believe. Some people got early screenings, but it's officially releasing in 2 days. Have you seen any of the trailers or anything for it?
Nope. All I know is that I'm gonna get a movie ticket by buying Dr. Pepper.
Hey, I mean, that's the perfect way to avoid spoilers. You just don't watch any of the trailers or listen to anyone talk about what's actually in the movie. And once you see it,
Drink Dr. Pepper.
And drink Dr. Pepper. Yep, that's it. That's the life.
It's perfect.
I'm very excited for the movie, obviously, because I've been a Jurassic fan for like my entire existence, basically. But also, I just think that the movies like looked really good, like throughout all the trailers and stuff. The movie looks like really, really good.
I genuinely haven't seen anything.
Well, I'll tell you here, it looks phenomenal. All the dinosaur designs are great. The like production, like the camera shots and everything, the movie just looks beautiful. Acting, I gotta wait for the actual movie release to see like the acting skills and everything. But other than that, the movie looks really good. I think after the movie releases, I'll probably post like some video on it. I don't know if it's gonna be like a review of the movie or something like that.
I'll try to watch it. I'll try to watch it, but I don't know if it's gonna be possible.
Yeah. I know it is pretty soon, so like I don't know if it's gonna be possible. Like If you
Well,
want,
I think the movie will be in theater for a while, right?
Since it's a Jurassic film, it's probably gonna do like very successfully in the box office. So, yeah, I'd say it's gonna be in theaters for quite a while, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't know why I didn't think of this topic sooner, but Secret of the Freaking Mimic dropped like 2 weeks ago, and it is.
I've only seen 2 clips.
Well, from the 7-part playthrough that I did on stream, I will tell you, the game is peak and might be my favorite FNAF game in the entire series.
It's that good.
It is that good.
All I've seen is the door.
The one with Clown Jackie and like the generator is the Corey clip.
Door.
Yeah, that part of the game is the only part Jackie is in, unfortunately.
Oh man. Oh no.
And you don't care about spoilers, right?
Nope.
All right. But yeah, that is the only part Jackie's in. At the end, there's like a vent section where you have to crawl through vents, and then at the very end, Jackie's there and is about to get you, and then the vent collapses and Jackie just sort of dies.
So it just pulls a Huggy Wuggy.
Basically. Except you're not the one who kills them. But for the rest of the game, besides the 5 minutes of screen time for Jackie, the rest of the game is really good. There's a whole section with like a old-timey version of Music Man called Big Top. That's really good.
I need to see it.
Basically, the first section you have to play a bunch of little like carnival mini games like shoot the targets or hit the clown's teeth with bowling balls or whatever. Actually, I don't think it's bowling balls. I think it's just normal like balls.
Like little sacks.
Yeah.
Like the cornhole sacks.
Something like that. But then you have to get like it's like a circular room where you go into each of those rooms, and then after you finish the mini game, the big top guy in the middle will start circling around with a light, and if you get caught in that light, he kills you. So you have to hide in like a locker or something while he goes by, and you have to try to sneak out of the room. This whole section I'm describing isn't even the hardest or scariest part of the entire game.
Well, I don't feel like that'd be that scary.
I mean, it's pretty scary whenever you actually see it. It's also very tense because you have to, like, keep hiding in lockers, and there's a bunch of mannequins around you that if you bump into them, they make a noise, and he will immediately lock onto their position, so...
That does make it a little scarier, actually.
Yeah. So you have to, like, try to dodge all the mannequins while also hiding in the lockers whenever he comes by. And then after that, there's a section where, okay, again, this is going to be a huge spoiler for the game. Foxy reappears. Except not as, like, normal Foxy. He is a puppet in a little Foxy pirate puppet show. This game, I should say, this game takes place in 1979, which is before basically every single game in the series up to this point. Like, the earliest game in the series was either FNAF 4 or FNAF 2, and this is even earlier than those.
You know what I don't know about? Like, how I just don't understand?
What?
But I was told that FNAF 2 was made before FNAF 1.
I think certain mechanics from FNAF 2 were going to be in FNAF 1, so they just sort of got ported over. But the game was
like
made...
in the storyline. In the storyline.
Oh. Yeah, in the storyline, FNAF 2 was made before FNAF 1.
I don't understand that.
I think they had, like, a different restaurant before, which Secret of the Mimic does sort of delve into this. There was another restaurant before, that place had to shut down. Then they built the toys, then that place had to shut down because of the Bite of 87. So then they made the FNAF 1 pizzeria with, like, all the nostalgia and stuff for, like it's sort of like a nostalgic Chuck E. Cheese place. and then that place probably had to shut down.
Oh, okay.
And again, like I said, Secret of the Mimic does delve into this a lot in the endings. But like I was saying before, there's a Foxy puppet show with a bunch of puppets, which does include another returning character, which is Roxy from Security Breach.
Oh man, that's not fun.
As a pirate puppet. Somehow the character who is in 2035, because that's when Security Breach takes place, was first made back in 1970 something. Along with Monty. Monty also made a little appearance in the game as like a sort of animatronic that just sort of dances around.
So he hit the boogie down.
Mm-hmm. Like we got the origin of Monty, Roxy, Foxy, and a few other characters that I will mention here in just a sec. But after the puppet show, oh wait, I should bring up, right before the puppet show, you get a spring lock suit. Except you don't have like a spring lock failure where you turn into spring trap basically. No. It is basically like a power armor suit.
You just become straight out of Fallout 4.
Basically. So you get in the suit. For the first suit you get a little ball launcher, since it's like a pirate captain. You get a little ball launcher that looks like a cannon. And whenever the Mimic spots you, since you're in the suit, he can't actually see that you're a human. He just thinks you're another animatronic, so he just like waves at you and stuff and walks away. So, yeah, the suit is overpowered and is amazing. And it's also not the last appearance of the power armor suit. That's just what I call it. It's not the last appearance of it in the game. That's just its first appearance. But after the puppet show, there's a chase in like a nurse hospital area, like a recycling area that's themed like a nurse hospital, where you get chased around by Nurse Dolly, who is like a old-timey like doll character that the Mimic is wearing.
What might be the next topic?
I'm not done with Secret of the Mimic, bro.
There's more?
There's a lot more. And in fact, you're going to be very shocked by the endings of the game whenever I tell them. But after the Dolly section, Dolly falls in lava and then somehow survives, and you have to get chased around by Lava Dolly. Which, by the way, all of the characters in the game, all of the enemies that chase you, besides one, all of them are the Mimic.
What?
Yeah, basically the Mimic swaps his suits midway through the game. Like, he goes between different, like, costumes and stuff, and will chase you down in different costumes.
So he's just a master of...
He's a master of disguise.
The master of disguise.
So yeah, every single enemy in the game, excluding one, is the Mimic. Basically every single enemy is the Mimic. But... after the Dolly section and the Lava Dolly chase, where she just sort of gets crushed in an elevator, basically. What part of the game is next? Oh! Another returning character. That's the next part of the game.
Ooh.
Chica returns.
Oh, no.
And we get the origin story of Chica.
Oh, wait, that's actually on fire.
Basically, you know Edwin, right? He's the guy he made the Mimic. It was difficult to put the pieces together. My name is Edwin. I made the Mimic. But yeah, his wife in the lore, Fiona, made Chica. She was the one who thought of the idea of Chica and made Chica's design. And Chica originated from this place called Chica's Party World, where her and Cupcake were there. Like a giant fat Chica disguise with a little cupcake with legs, like little roller skates. Cupcake also returns in the game as like a little security camera, basically. Whenever you walk up to him, he sets off an alarm.
Oh
But
man, he works for the feds.
but in the one part of the game with Chica, it's revealed that Carl the Cupcake had a gang. There were others that weren't just Cupcake. There was a shake, there was a burger, and there was a bucket of chicken. Yep. Carl wasn't alone for his first few years. We don't know what happened to the others. They might all die.
Is that why he's friends with Chica? Because his original friend was the bucket of chicken. Is that why he's friends with Chica?
Well, no, they were all just there in Chica's party world. But then suddenly the rest of them just disappeared. I don't know what happened to them.
Well, I was gonna say Chica ate him, but that'd be cannibalism.
Yeah, I doubt that's what happened.
I bet you he ate him. Carl ate him.
I mean, he is kind of a menace, so I wouldn't doubt it.
It's all his fault.
But after the Chica section, is the end of the game. So basically, you have this little device throughout the game called the Data Diver that you use to open up like doors or access like puzzles and stuff.
Is it basically just a thing from Timefall?
Oh, what thing?
The back in time thing?
No, it is not it's not a time travel thing, it's more like a key to every door on the map. It's basically just like a key, but as you go throughout the game, you can increase its level, and after the Chica section, you get the final level, Executive Level 6. Which can be used to open, which then you can use it to open every single door on the map except for a few. That I will talk about here in just a second.
What's behind those few?
Most of them just have like collectibles and stuff, basic stuff like that. Oh wait, I forgot one section of the game. The Tiger section.
What?
You know Tiger Rock, right? Like he's the white tiger in FNAF with the blue and green eyes.
I do not.
Well, in the original Mimic story, David, who is Edwin's son, had a little plushie of a white tiger with blue and green eyes. And in this game, there is a very weird section where you get chased by him. Or not really chased, but like you have to walk through the dark and you have to go to these light spots. And as long as you're in the light, he can't kill you. And you have to keep going in between the lights until you get a like portable light, which is like a weird like star baby thing. I don't know what it is. But the tiger plushie, which is more like a mascot in this case, can teleport and give you hallucinations.
Oh, so this thing's just like a no-no juice.
Basically. He's basically like Golden Freddy.
Oh. That's not good.
He's basically the Golden Freddy of this game, except he's a white tiger.
So he's just white Golden Freddy.
Yeah.
With pointier teeth.
Mm-hmm. And it's a very terrifying and long section of the game. But once you're done with that, then you can get to either the 3 endings of the game or a secret room called the Retail Showroom, where there is one secret enemy that you only get to see there and nowhere else in the game.
Who's that?
Do you remember Moon from Security Breach in the daycare section?
No way.
He gets his origin story in this. In this one...
I want to see that.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture after we get done recording this episode and everything. But in this section, at the back of the retail showroom, you're able to enter like a code and do a thing, and you can go through an elevator. And once you're in the basement area behind the showroom, there's like a puzzle and stuff that you can get a collectible and all that. But you also get chased down through these halls by Sleepy Moon is his name. He's basically just a full-on moon with arms and legs. his section of the game is the most terrifying section of the game and is one of the single scariest things in the entire FNAF series.
Honestly, I believe you. I believe you. It's just a moon. It's just a moon. That scared me.
And the thing is, he walks around singing this lullaby. It is bone-chilling, dude. It is actually bone-chilling.
What is it? 1, 2,
No, I'll try to sing it. It goes like, lullaby and good night with roses bed light. That's like the main section of it, and then there's other parts of the lullaby. But he just roams around singing that the whole time. It is actually so scary. And the part, if you don't know how to actually like play it, it takes a while to do.
Oh no.
So you have to keep like distracting him and going to get parts for the actual puzzle and stuff while he just roams around the halls. And the thing with him is, he's not the mimic. Unlike every other character in the game, he is the only one who is not the mimic.
He's so powerful. He has his own thing.
His origin, or not origin, sorry, but like the reason he's down there is revealed in text logs. If you read text logs in the game, it basically explains there was a night guard who was down there and, you know, keeping watch in the basement and everything. But the elevator down there broke, and he wasn't able to go back up. And since there was no food down there, he started starving. So he most likely got in the moon suit as like a last resort to like keep himself hidden from everyone while he was dying. And knowing FNAF, he possessed the suit after he died. So you were basically being chased down by a dead guy.
It's actually horrifying.
Yeah, they nailed this game with the horror. They actually nailed it perfectly, making this like one of the most scariest games in the whole series. It almost beats FNAF 4 for being the scariest.
That's... Oh, I don't believe you.
I mean, once you actually get to play the game, you will see why I am saying all this. But even then...
FNAF 4 is horrifying.
Yeah, FNAF 4 is horrifying, but this game takes it to a whole nother level. But, would you believe that that's not even all for the game?
How is there more?
There is 3 endings to the game. So for the first one, to get it, it's very simple. You just have to walk up, talk to the dispatch guy who talks to you throughout the whole game, who is basically just Hand Unit from Sister Location. The dude who's like, Exotic Butters. You know, that guy? That's basically, that's who dispatch is. And to get the ending, you talk to him, and then you give him the data diver that you have throughout the game. You just give it up, and then you leave in your van. But then, when you're in your van, he gets on the radio and is like, Arnold, are you there? That's the name of the main character of the game, is Arnold. You play as a guy named Arnold. He's just some random Fazbear employee, basically. But he talks to the thing. He's like, Arnold, we've been trying to reach you all night. Where's the data diver, you know? And Arnold's just like, I gave it to you. And they're like, don't talk to us. You'll be talking to our lawyers soon because you didn't give us our property back. Basically revealing that you were tricked throughout the whole game. And you gave up the data diver to a fake version of Dispatch.
They tricked you.
And in the back of the van, the mimic was hiding in there the entire time. So as you're driving, the mimic is there. And the ending ends with the mimic running up to you in the van, grabbing you, and killing you. But that's not even the final part of the ending.
What? How's there more?
After that, you are in a Freddy Fazbear suit.
Which Freddy Fazbear suit?
In the FNAF 1 pizzeria, standing next to a prototype version of Chica and Bonnie, with a prototype Foxy in the background, while the Mimic stands there watching you as you are stuck there to forever play songs as Freddy Fazbear in the FNAF 1 pizzeria.
That's horrifying.
Yes, that is not even the craziest part about that FNAF 1 pizzeria thing. Because that's revealed in the next ending, which is the canon ending of the game, I guess. So basically, that one, you know, you get to actually stand there as Freddy Fazbear and just, like, stand there and move around. Like, look around, because you are stuck in the suit. So, for the next one, instead of giving up your data diver to the fake dispatch guy, you click on a thing on the computer in front of you called parachute.exe. And whenever you run that program, it opens a vent in the main office room. And whenever you go through that vent, dispatch starts to, like, say, like, how could you betray me? You're such a bozo. Maybe you would be a busy bee or a jester, since this whole night has just been humorous clown jokes or whatever. Basically generic villain dialogue.
Yeah.
But then once you make it through, you get to actually go down into the FNAF 1 pizzeria. You get to actually go down there and explore like a work-in-progress version of the FNAF 1 pizzeria.
So you finally get free roam?
Pretty much.
Let's go.
And you get to see like all the animatronics being built. Like you can see prototype Bonnie and Freddy and Chica and Foxy.
You can see the prototype you were stuffed into?
Yes. Except he has no head.
Oh.
It's explained how the Mimic got like a Freddy Fazbear head and stuff in just a second. Don't worry, it gets even crazier. I know. You may be shocked how this gets crazier. Just wait a second.
I am very shocked.
So once you're down in the FNAF 1 pizzeria, you get even more text logs that reveal that Edwin was the one who created the FNAF 1 like animatronics and everything. Edwin Murray created the FNAF 1 stuff, and Afton bought it. Afton and Henry were not the creators of Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy.
I've been lied to.
You have indeed been lied to. It was all Edwin this whole time.
They pulled the biggest switcheroony.
Indeed they did. In fact, in all of the logs, it's basically revealed that Afton just screwed over Edwin's entire life by purchasing his whole land, his house, everything related to Edwin.
Does that mean that the FNAF 4 house is Edwin's house?
You may be right. I will explain that in just a second as well.
What?
You might have actually perfectly predicted that.
There's no way.
So, as you're down in the FNAF 1 pizzeria, you can activate something on a computer where the Mimic gets up using an amalgamation of a bunch of FNAF 1 animatronic parts.
What?
It is basically a giant, like, well, not giant, but, like, it's the Mimic wearing a whole amalgamation of, like, Freddy and Bonnie and Chica and all those characters. And he has, like, a Foxy hook as a hand. And it is terrifying. And it just walks around, and the Mimic just mimics completely random lines from characters throughout the game.
That's
so you have to hide throughout the FNAF 1 pizzeria. And as you go through the rooms, you have to open up curtains. And whenever you open these up, you get more spring lock suits, like the one from earlier in the game.
So you're just becoming Iron Man?
Basically. The first suit you can get is one of a new character named Bub, who is like a dog animatronic.
Wait, is it like the one from the book?
No, it's not like Fetch. Fetch is like an actual dog. This one's like more like the FNAF 1 animatronics, but it's a dog.
That's actually fire.
I'd say it's more like the one from the FNAF movie, because there's an Easter egg in the FNAF movie where there's like a dog animatronic, and everyone said that was like the old like Sparky hoax or whatever. This one's not.
Yeah.
This one's not Sparky. This is a completely different dog animatronic.
He's his own thing.
Yeah. But then the next animatronic you get, and with these springlock suits, you have to stand in the hallways of the FNAF 1 office, and whenever you stand there, you have to try to power down gates that are stopping you from getting to the main like FNAF 1 office. But the next springlock suit you get is Monty. Old Monty. Revealing that Monty was originally going to be one of the main like Fazbear animatronics.
I would not want Monty replacing Bonnie.
He wasn't going to be replacing Bonnie. They were going to be jamming together in the FNAF 1 pizzeria.
Oh, bad.
And it's like an old, like, farmer Monty, basically. Like, he's very old-timey and stuff. And he wears, like, a straw hat and overalls and stuff. But you can use him, and you also have to use him to power down the gate. And then you can go through vents and stuff to get to the other side of the pizzeria. Including the kitchen from FNAF 1. The one that we never got to see. Except this time it's not a... Huh?
Is there dead bodies?
There are no dead bodies down there. There's... Although there is stuff that is more shocking than that.
What?
So whenever you go into the, one of the other rooms... There is another curtain with a springlock suit. I don't know what room it is. I think it's what turns into the janitor's closet in the FNAF 1 game. But whenever you open the curtain, the animatronic suit you get is a prototype Spring Bonnie suit. Like the one that Afton wore.
Wait, so you just become a Springlock?
You basically just become Springtrap.
I would just keep that suit and just never get any other.
Well, there's another one that's even more crazy.
What?
I know, I keep saying it gets crazier. It gets crazier. When you go into the kitchen, which isn't a kitchen at this point, it's still just like a workshop where Edwin was working on the animatronics and everything. Whenever you open the curtain, you get to see a prototype Fredbear animatronic. The one that caused the bite of 83. The one where Markiplier was like, was that the bite of 87? That one.
So it's the bite of 13. Wait, no, 11. I don't know. Wait, no, 10. Yeah. Wait, what? No. Yeah, wait, no.
This game takes place in 1979.
Well, 7 plus 3.
Sure.
I don't like math.
But you get to wear the Fredbear suit, and you have to also use it to power down the gates. And once all the gates are powered down, you get to access the FNAF 1 office. Where inside, sorry if you guys hear it in the background, there's like a lawnmower, I think. Someone, like my neighbor's mowing. But once you get into the FNAF 1 office, there is no, like, desk or anything like that, you know, where you look at the cams and all that. That is not there. Instead, do you remember in Ruin, do you remember the, like, genie bunny guy who would follow you around? In Security Breach?
I thought it was... Isn't that Glitch Drop?
No, that's a completely different character. But you remember at the end, like, right before you saw the Mimic, where you, like, shoved it into a computer, basically? Like a giant machine?
Oh, wait, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That machine returns.
Uh-huh.
Except it's not the bunny guy. It's not Mixus, that's his name. It's not Mixus. It is Edwin's wife, Fiona. It is revealed that after she died in a mysterious incident, we don't know how she actually died. That's probably going to be revealed in like a DLC or something. But Edwin, in his grief, built the Mimic to mimic Fiona. He didn't just build the Mimic just because. He was he was a grieving husband, and he made the Mimic to mimic Fiona just so he could, hear her and see a form of her, I guess. And so that she could also take care of David while he was busy with his work. After David's death, he tried to do the same thing. So he put the Fiona Mimic program into what is the machine that's down there. The machine that turns into the Mixus machine. He puts her programming down there. So that's one of the craziest reveals in this whole section.
I want to talk about how freaking the house is in the story.
Okay, so after you're done there, and she's like, our communications with Edwin have been severed. You need to stop M2, or the main mimic that follows you around, because there are two mimic programs. M1 is the Fiona mimic program, and then M2 is the one that chases you down and tries to kill you. So after that, you get to go into Edwin's mansion. Which the layout of it doesn't look like the FNAF 4 house. We'll get to that in just a moment. But you get to learn the origin of how Fiona became the mimic and everything. And how sad Edwin was and all of that. Because,
He's great thing husband.
Mm-hmm.
Chances.
But after that, you get to go into his main office area, where it's revealed that M2, after Edwin, I don't know if you know this from the novels, but beat the mimic because it was mimicking David after David died. So Edwin just sort of beat it with a metal pipe or whatever and tried to destroy it. Except that didn't work because of how strong it was. So instead, it just learned violence. That's all it learned how to mimic. Sorry if y'all hear my dogs in the background. So, yeah, the mimic became violent. And in that ending, it's revealed that an explosion happened in Edwin's office. And Edwin was trapped under a bunch of rubble. And the mimic just stood there making fun of him, basically. Mimicking things that Edwin would say, not now, buddy, daddy's busy, why don't you go outside and play? While Edwin's there help me, I'm trapped, I'd call the police. While he's dying because he's trapped under a bunch of rubble.
Help me, call the police, help. Not now.
And he even reveals that he was the one who built himself legs, because in the original novel, the mimic didn't have legs. And in the original novel, a bunch of Fazbear Entertainment employees gave him legs. But it's revealed in this game, he built himself legs.
So he's just a genius.
Basically. But then, the last part of the game is a chase with the mimic. It is a very long chase with the mimic that ends with you, with the mimic chasing you down to this lava section, just like the Lava Dolly section earlier. The bridge that the mimic's on breaks, and the mimic falls into the lava below.
Does he do the Terminator?
No, he just straight up falls down. He doesn't do the thumbs up or anything. He just straight up falls down into it and dies. So then you get to leave. So then you get to leave, and you get chased down by a bunch of trash animatronic things, which I looked in the files. They're called prototype mimics. I don't know why. They're just weird garbage animatronics, but they just chase you down.
Chica henchmen. The Chica henchmen.
Sure, we'll call them the Chica henchmen. And to escape, you have to get back to your van, and it plays a cutscene where you're driving back while all the trash dudes are trying to break into your van and kill you, and you have to run them over, basically. But then it ends with the mimic climbing over your van and punching through the windshield and everything, and crashing your van.
What?
He survived the lava, because he can just do that.
So is he just goated for real?
He is goated for real.
That is the most informative storyline I've ever heard.
But it ends with him grabbing your, trying to grab your body while you're under the van. Except he doesn't try to grab you specifically. He grabs your data diver that you had. And he uses that and attaches it to his, chest. So that he can keep the secret of the mimic forever within himself. Because if you didn't know, the data diver had his blueprints on it. So he attached it to himself to keep the secret of the mimic forever within himself and only himself.
What if I just like bring Nicolas Cage? Then Nicolas Cage would speed up the animatronic.
I mean, that's been a whole joke in the FNAF community is who would win in a fight, the Mimic or Nicolas Cage from that one FNAF ripoff movie.
I actually watched it.
Was it any good?
It was mid. Like, Johnny Cage didn't say a word. I mean, not Johnny Cage. What? Wait, hold on, what? The guy from Mortal Kombat?
I think you'd be playing way too much Mortal Kombat.
I have. Nicolas Cage doesn't say a word. Not a word.
Dang,
He
bro,
just
serious.
looks.
He's like
He literally, at the end of the movie, I'm pretty sure he like adopts a girl. And then he, instead of saying like, so, what do you want to do? He just hands her like a beer. I'm like 90% sure he cracks open a beer and just hands it to her while he's driving in his freaking cool looking Mustang.
Dang, I might need to watch this movie. Sounds peak.
Warning, there's a scene in it that is not family friendly.
Well, I'm not going to be watching it on, like, stream or anything, so...
Yeah, but it's just a warning to anybody in the audience.
Yeah, be warned if you guys decide to watch the rip-off FNAF movie with Nicolas Cage in it.
I think, honestly, I can't remember the name very well.
I think it's like Willy's Wonderland or something.
Yeah, it's Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah. But, I'm back on the topic of Secret of the Mimic. There is one more ending.
What?
So, there is a program that you get to play, like a little mini game throughout the game that you get to play on the computer. It's called Moon.exe, where as you get collectibles throughout the game, you get to unlock those in the game, like in the little mini game, to progress the story of the mini game. And once you get to the end of it, you're in David's bedroom and you have to like sort out a bunch of his toys and stuff, which does reveal some lore. Like there's a lot of parallels in it to the actual Edwin like family story and everything, which is kind of neat. I mean, people are still trying to break down what the actual minigame itself means, but it ends with you getting the glitched permission on the data diver. The 7th level of the data diver, called the glitched permission. And what you do with this glitched permission is, in Edwin's mansion, you get to open up like 6 extra rooms, or 7 actually, 7 extra rooms in his house. And in those rooms, you get little tapes that reveal more about like Edwin and Fiona after like the Fiona became the Mimic. Like them just talking about like Fiona telling Edwin to just build another Mimic to mimic David and everything so that they can all be together again.
Build more me.
Basically. But once you get all 6 like mini tapes, you can open a secret vent in one of the rooms that leads to what you said earlier, basically the FNAF 4 bedroom.
What?
Yeah, it's got the same closet, the bed, everything in it is the same as the FNAF 4. Even the toys, like it has like the phone and the little robot and stuff that are in the FNAF 4 bedroom.
So, am I just a genius?
You are indeed a genius. Edwin's mansion might kind of be the FNAF 4 house.
I mean, we've only ever seen like very little of the FNAF 4 house, haven't we?
Yeah, you only really get to see like the halls and the main bedroom.
And then you get the plush trap.
Yeah, and then the plush trap hallways. But there's more to the ending besides you going into the FNAF 4 bedroom. If you bring David's white tiger doll with you, you can place it on a little pedestal and begin the final minigame, where the Mimic walks out of the closet and starts mimicking David. Like, he shrinks down to like a little tiny size and does the little arm curl like he's holding the tiger, and his eyes turn blue. But as the minigame goes on, it has like Edwin, like a mimicking voice of Edwin and Fiona reading to mimic a story. And once it gets to certain parts, you have to press buttons on the little storybook for the animals, like in order, because there's like a banner in the room, I think, that has each of the animals in order. So you have to press it in that order. And that calms the mimic down because he'll start trying to kill you, but then it'll calm him down and turn him back into David mode. But then once you're done with the minigame, you get to put the data diver into the mimic's chest, hack him, and get rid of his violent programming.
You make the mimic non-mimic?
Yes. He starts mimicking David for the rest of the mimic's time. And he grabs the little plushie, like the tiger plushie, and he holds it, and he is adorable. He's just a little silly little goober. He was once a murderous being, but then he becomes a silly little goober the moment he gets his little tiger plush. And then he just lays down in bed and says, "I love you," and then goes to sleep.
You just sing him a lullaby, and then you give him a plush.
Yep. And
best ending.
And that is the best ending, but it's unfortunately not the canon one. It is not the one that truly happens. The canon one is the one where the mimic crashes your van and takes your data diver, because that is the only way the mimic is actually able to escape the building to be in ruin and stuff.
I say that one's the canon one, and y'all are just gonna have to think otherwise.
I mean, I try to think that it's the canon one, but there's literally no way that it can be canon. Unless if Fazbear Entertainment just went back and changed its programming to be violent again.
Hey, this guy can't be nice anymore.
Let's make you evil.
Make him angry.
But yeah, that was the last thing, and that is the entirety of Secret of the Mimic.
Jeez Louise.
I said it was the best FNAF game for a reason.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Once you actually get to play, you will see how peak it is. Just utter peak. Everything in the game, man. Alright, so now after all that Secret of the Mimic talk, let's move on to the next topic, which, do you have any topics you would like to talk about?
I'll save that for just a little later.
Alright.
I have someone surprise on my own.
Interesting. I'm not sure what we could talk about, because we already kind of talked about the big stuff. So oh wait, there was a FNAF 2 movie teaser last month, I think. Did you see that?
It was. I did not know.
Yeah, there was a teaser trailer for it.
Did not see that.
Well, whenever you get the time, watch it. It is so good. It didn't reveal any surprise actors, which I do know of a few actors who are going to be in the movie, but those are all spoilery, and Universal would probably obliterate my channel if I revealed anything on that. So I'm not going to say any actors for the film. So, But, the trailer did reveal a few. Josh Hutcherson's returning as Mike Schmidt. Elizabeth Lail's returning as Vanessa. Abby's actress is returning.
I was going to say Abby.
Matthew Lillard's returning as Afton, of course. I mean, he was the best part of the first movie, so of course he's going to be returning in the second.
I don't know, man. Gee, I don't know, man. Freaking Balloon Boy was pretty scary, man.
What'd you say? I didn't hear that.
Balloon Boy was pretty scary, man.
Oh, don't worry. There's going to be more Balloon Boy in this, since this is FNAF 2.
Let's go.
You're the only person I've ever heard who is hyped to hear that Balloon Boy is going to be getting more screen time. Everyone I know, including me, hates Balloon Boy.
It was funny.
So
the jump scare when I was watching it in theaters, the jump scare legitimately made 90% of the movie theater yell.
It wasn't even that scary. How?
It was a movie theater full of little kids.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
mean?
I guess that does make sense. Okay. If it was teenagers or adults, then I would be bro, come on.
My mom even said that was a little shocking.
Well, yeah, I guess it can be kind of shocking, but
She just looked at me straight faced. That was a little shocking.
But I don't know if I can reveal much about talk about much about the trailer without like spoiling it for you, since I think you should probably just watch it first to see what it's all about.
Yeah, just watch it.
It's very good. It makes the movie look like the movie's gonna be amazing. It releases in December, I'm pretty sure, which is a little ways away, but you know, it's fine. Also in the trailer, I guess I can reveal one actor. Dennis Nedry's actor from Jurassic Park, Wayne Knight. He's gonna be in the movie. Getting killed by Toy Chica. Murder. Toy Bonnie's gonna be using a screwdriver as a weapon in the movie. That's the only other thing I'll say.
It's beautiful.
Truly beautiful. So yeah, that was the FNAF 2 movie teaser trailer. You watch it. You can watch after like we're done with the recording and everything, and see how truly peak the movie is gonna be. But you got any topics yet, or are you still waiting for the end of the thing?
So, how many more topics do you have?
Not really anymore, besides the big reveal. And I guess we're gonna do like the Q&A like we do every time.
All right. So, I don't know. This is a little thing going on in between me and my couple friends, but we are gonna try to make a song.
Interesting.
Like 4 or 5 idiots and a game, an app on their phone trying to make a like legitimate song.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all need advice, I've got some music experience. It's not much, but I do have some, so you know.
So yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard considering we're gonna be using an app on our phones.
Are y'all gonna be like rapping or something, or it's gonna be like metal?
Well, we haven't really talked very much about it yet. That's what we're doing. We're gonna start talking about it Wednesday. And then one more really mediocre thing. I might start Twitch streaming.
Ooh, Twitch streaming. Interesting.
I'm gonna try. Honestly, it's just gonna be a pastime. I don't even really,
I've never tried to stream on Twitch. I always stream on YouTube, but I've never tried to stream on Twitch.
Well, I mean, community on Twitch is really big.
Yeah.
So it's just like how people start on TikTok and get big, like followings and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good place to start.
Yeah, something like that. Like maybe streaming on TikTok and then moving to Twitch or something like that.
Maybe. But the problem with streaming on TikTok is like, I don't know what I'm gonna stream.
Yeah, true. But then that'll be like the same with Twitch. You know, you gotta determine what you're gonna be streaming.
I can't really get TikTok on my PlayStation.
Yeah, true. So like,
But I can get Twitch.
yeah, you gotta make like compromises and stuff. All right, so let's do a real quick Q&A because we do this like near the end of every single one before I do my huge reveal. So, you got any questions about Hunter be Hunted or anything else, here we go.
I just have a genuine question.
Have you, gotten to play? I think I've asked you this 4 or 5 times. Have you gotten to play Gang Beasts?
Have we gotten to play Gang Beasts? Yes.
What'd you think?
Gang Beasts is very fun and very peak. I love Gang Beasts. I think the sequel game they made is alright, like Party Animals. I think it's alright, but Gang Beasts.
I bought. Did I? I think I bought them both. Let me look.
But Gang Beasts, I love Gang Beasts. It's such a fun game.
I have Gang Beast. I have Rounds. They're all like around the same style game. So
Yeah, just
Stick Fight,
just like
Castle
party,
Crusher.
just like party games.
I don't know which one I bought. Oh, I didn't buy. I bought Rubber Bandits.
I never played Rubber Bandits.
I don't want to say it's boring, but it's not like.
Yeah, it's like it's mid. That's the word to use.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions about any like series or anything like that?
No, I don't really have any other questions.
Alrighty then. Let's get to the final reveal since this is already the longest episode of the Panda Podcast. Let's do the final big reveal. So, for the past few weeks, I believe, on my community posts, I have been spelling out a secret code. That went from THE for the first word, and then BACKROOM, and then a final word that I didn't reveal yet. Then I had a week-long countdown where the system had to reboot, like quote-unquote. And then once the system rebooted, I did a MEG takeover on my Discord server where there was like a Meg assistant bot that would talk to people and stuff, which is not me. Totally not me. I totally don't run the quote-unquote bot. But, what this has been building up to, I know some people are going to easily figure this out since, you know, it's pretty obvious. I have been building up to a Backrooms project. This is already pretty obvious if you've already seen all the teasers and stuff. This is not really that crazy of a reveal. But what people might not know is what the actual project is. So, I'll reveal the first thing, and then we can both reveal the second thing since you're one of the few people who knows about the second thing. The first thing is there will be a found footage series on my YouTube channel for the Backrooms. Where there'll be characters like falling into the Backrooms and trying to survive the monsters and stuff and the levels. And then there will also be other found footage videos for the MEG, which again, more will be revealed on them in time. If you look them up on the Backrooms wiki, that I already know there's like a whole description of what the MEG is, but mine does not follow that description of the MEG. All right. Now here's the second reveal that people may not know about. Do you want to reveal this with me, or do you want me to do the full reveal?
You do the full reveal so I don't reveal too much.
All right. I am working on a Backrooms game. There's the reveal. The Backrooms video game that I have a name down for, which I think, like, I thought for the longest time was like a placeholder name, but give me just 1 second. I gotta search it up real fast. All right. So the game itself, the prototype, or I guess like placeholder name, but I think I might make it the final name since it fits with a lot of stuff that the game talks about. Like, obviously it's like there's like a pun in the name, but at the same time it fits with certain characters in the game. The Backrooms God Complex is the name of the game. That is the official name of the game. Again, I won't be revealing much about what's actually going to be in the game. You know, that's going to be more for a later time. Maybe a trailer, maybe something else. We'll see. I know I'm going to be doing some revealing later today for it, but it's not going to be like crazy big reveals. But obviously the name of the game, Complex, because of the Backrooms Complex, you know, that's something that everyone knows about. You know, the Backrooms is called the Complex and stuff, and it's a giant complex. And then some people also saw that there was a Doctor Who episode of the same name that also sort of resembled the Backrooms. Like, the episode was called God Complex, and the whole episode sort of felt like a Backrooms, like, style, like, episode, which I didn't even know about. I already had this name down before I knew about that, so I guess that can just be, like, a cool Easter egg to that Doctor Who game. Or not game, episode. But the other reason it's called this will be revealed once people actually play the game and learn about the characters, and specifically the person who created the backrooms. Because this has to do a lot with his character development and what you learn about him as the game goes on. So, yeah. That is the big reveal I've been building up to all stream, is of the Backrooms game with its name reveal. But again, not much is going to be revealed on the game because this is a very big project with a lot of stuff in it that I really don't want to reveal because it is very, secretive for now.
Are you able to reveal what platforms it's playable on?
Okay, for the platforms, it's obviously going to be on PC. It's going to be releasing on Steam, that sort of deal. But for other platforms, that's going to be that's going to be stuff that I have to talk about in private, trying to figure out how if I can actually get it on PlayStation or Xbox, because that's not something that I can just do. That's something that That's something that I have to actually talk with PlayStation about and stuff like that once I actually get the game out and everything. So that's more private talks for the actual release of the game.
Good to know.
Yeah. So there you guys go. There's the reveal. More information on the game will be coming very, very, very soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed the game and the mini series related to it once those release. All right. So, you have anything you want to end this with, any special talks or anything? Any special discussions?
Not a bit.
All right. So, I believe that will be the end of Panda Podcast Episode 4. Thank you all for watching. Again, I apologize for the 4-month break between these episodes. We've been busy. We might get back on to releasing episodes. Really just depends on, circumstances and everything. I would like to give a shout out to let me get his name again. I don't remember. Well, I do know his name. I just need to be sure I actually get his name right. Let me scroll down to it. Tyler Mays. I was featured in his Invincible Season 3 Episode 7 redub, so thank you to him for allowing me to be on the redub. I greatly appreciate it. I had such a fun time doing the actual redub and getting to know the other actors and stuff. So thank you to Tyler Mays for allowing me to be on that redub. Of course, I'm going to do shout-outs to Snacks and all of them, Snacks, Smocko. Thank you to all of you. Dumb. Thank you to Dumb from my chats for allowing me to be in a Roblox game that is still in production, so I can't really talk much on it. But thank you for allowing me to be a voice actor in that game. And yeah, that's about it for shoutouts. So that is the end of the episode. Thank you all for watching. If you guys want to check out some of our other content, you can check out my community Discord server if you want to chat with me or dirtyracer30 or any of the other people from the streams and stuff. You can talk with us there. If you guys want to see other places where I post content, you can check out my Twitter and TikTok, which are linked in the description. Do you have any social medias like TikTok or anything you want to share here?
My TikTok is dirtyracer30.
If you guys want to check out his TikTok, there you go. There will be another stream very soon. I am having to work some stuff out with some other content creators on if we're actually going to be able to collab on the stream or not. But there should be another stream very, very soon. And yeah, that'll be about it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode of the Panda Podcast. Goodbye, everyone.